going to start things off, gentlemen, and I want to present to you a show that we first reviewed May 26, 2019. We're going back almost 4 years. And that little show is called Bertcast. That's right, everybody.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you.
Let's get right to it. We got our boy, Bert Kreischer. And, all right, this is going to be pretty exciting. This is a pretty crazy twist right now. In order to roast Bert, there's somebody who knows him very well who's going to come on the show and join us. Guys, it's been a work the entire time. Chad Zumock is coming on the show. Chad, welcome to WATP, buddy. What's going on? Oh, okay, no, not really. He's not really coming on. Could you imagine? That'd be funny. That would have been a good gag. All right. So this is Bert starting up the show. Now, before the show starts, he's just kind of promoting stuff. And he's listing off all the comedians he's going to have on his fully loaded comedy tour.
Oh, Bert Kreischer is doing a list of things?
Well, this list he should know because it's the comedians on his tour. But for whatever reason, he doesn't just write it down so that he'll know who's on the show.
Or just know it.
Yeah.
Come spend summer with me and the best comics on the planet. That is who I will be on tour with this summer. It's a great lineup. Louis Black, me, David Tell, Jim Norton, Big J. Okerson, Tiffany Haddish. I'm literally Ralph Barbosa, Chad Daniels. There's the list is thick, so I'll see you on the road.
So am I.
Take it again, man. Take it again. He missed Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, and Dan Soder. Those are names you might want to throw out there if you're trying to sell tickets.
I like how at least he phrased it right when he said the best comedians and me.
And me.
Right,
Yeah. He didn't include himself in that, which is correct to do that.
And I have to say, I went to his show when they came to Rochester, and it's nice of him to go on last so I can see all the comedians I like and then get the hell out of there and
Yeah.
beat the crowd.
You know what jokes you're going to be hearing again.
Right, exactly. I do wish that show was coming somewhere near us because that is a pretty good lineup, I have to say.
Yeah. This is a new episode?
Yeah, this is brand new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's going to introduce his guest, who is Kelsey Cook. And again, easily just do a take two on this. It's not like they're live or this is all pre-recorded before he does the interview.
She has a new special out right now. It's called The Hustler. It's out on 800 Pound Gorilla's YouTube page. It's already got, I think, 600,000 views in one day. So she's killing it. In one day, 2 weeks. She's killing it.
Whoa.
I mean, this is just the first 30 seconds of the show. He's already fucking it all up. I guess that's part of his charm. It's fun that he's a dummy or something, I guess.
He's nervous.
It must be nervous.
He makes people feel smart. That's why people
Yes,
like him.
yeah.
So Kelsey starts interviewing him, of course, because he's terrible at interviewing people, which I'll point out with a few examples here. So Kelsey starts interviewing Bert and asks if he ever checks with his family before he lets out a lot of real personal information. It's like, you talk about your daughters and your wife, and do they ever get upset? Do they ever talk to you and say you shouldn't have said that? And this is his answer to that.
Luckily, everyone just thinks I'm a liar. So, they go, I know that's a little inflated. I know that didn't exactly happen.
Okay,
so I think they, my daughters and my wives rest on that.
Oh, good. No one believes anything he says. That works out well. For a storyteller comic, he made his whole thing with the machine. You would think about being like, yeah, everyone knows I'm just a liar. It'd be like a bad thing to say, but not for Bert. He's able to pull it off. It's impressive. All right, so now they start talking about Kelsey's new special. She's there to promote the special that she did. It's up on YouTube. Anyone can watch it. And of course, Bert immediately makes it all about him.
But it will be available everywhere for free March 9th on YouTube.
Where did you shoot it?
I shot it at Comedy Works in Denver.
Oh, what a great fucking place.
It's so fucking good.
I shot a special there once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It never got released. I ended up selling it to Netflix. I ended up shooting it. I ended up selling that material to Netflix and doing a special on Netflix. That was Secret Time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't have any options. I mean, no one wanted to work with me. I was just, and this is back when YouTube wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Now YouTube is a nice fucking place for things to land.
Yeah.
Really nice place to find comedy.
Yeah. No, it's good that you're doing that. I mean, I would never do that. I was waiting for a Netflix deal, but no, that's cool. YouTube's great. That's a great place to put your stuff up for free.
Anybody else grossed out by that fucking gnarly ass dusty foot that's
Yeah.
kind of just there?
Well, he also sits on his feet and picks at them throughout the interview, which is always attractive.
God.
Just be glad he's still got his shirt on, Eric, okay?
Good point.
Jesus.
So after that, he goes on to talk about how he filmed 6 shows at this venue where she did her special, edited them, and then Netflix called, but it was okay because he got to reshoot the special and he got better at his material. And it's like, you're not as interesting as you think you are, Bert. You're supposed to be interviewing Kelsey about her career and her special, and he can't help himself. So Kelsey is talking about when she was shooting her special, bad timing. She did it in Denver, and the Avalanche were in the finals. And the night she was recording her special, they were playing a game at home in Denver. So for the second taping, because they do 2 shows, all these drunk people wander in from the game. Ooh. So there's these like really obnoxious drunk women who are just talking at her while she's like filming. She's like, you know, they have all these announcements for the show. Like, by the way, it's a special taping tonight. So we're going to need everyone to keep their talk down and just pay attention and blah, blah, blah. These women are just shouting at her.
Avalanche rules.
Yes. So Kelsey's explaining that, like, yeah, we had to escort them out and it was a whole thing. And then Bert, of course, has to make this about him again. So he starts talking about how he thinks the fuck-ups are great for specials.
Does it make the special?
It doesn't make the special.
But you got the outtakes.
But I should probably
No,
post
hold
it as a
on.
clip. Yeah.
So my special, the best parts of my special, obviously I'm very proud of the material. I think I did a really good job on that special. I know for a fact it's the only special I've had all shows do well.
Okay.
All shows did well.
Yeah.
But the best parts, like in the middle, I had to take a piss. I just went off to the side of the stage and took a piss on the side of the stage.
Oh my God.
And then I fucked up a line and it was hilarious. I did these outtakes of jokes that wouldn't make the special just to make it fun because I'd already gotten it on the first and second show.
Yes.
And so all those outtakes I'm using for my promo for the special because they're fun.
Doesn't that kind of prove that he's more of a spectacle than he's a stand-up?
Definitely.
I promote my stand-up special with the fuck-ups.
Yeah.
But enough about me.
Yeah, right.
What do you think of me?
Well,
One of the best parts was when I walked off stage.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that.
It's funny you say that because Bert goes on and on about how he's learned to just drink beer and wing it on stage, and he's got a totally different style now and how he does things. So now it's Kelsey's turn to talk, and you know, the guest of the show, and she just has to compliment Bert because it's just, I guess we're talking about Bert today.
Yeah.
And then you get to a place where you're like, this is my hour.
It's
I got it. I'm working on a new one. Why not just be like this why not show people the night of their lives, you know?
Yeah. I feel like you've always been good about that too, in terms of just giving the crowd what is the best show you can give them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My one New Year's resolution has been to care less what people think about me, and in particular, what other comics think of me.
Oh, yeah, you can tell that to go fuck itself in the head.
And not that.
Hang on.
Okay.
He interrupts her.
Hang on.
She finally got to talk, and he's like, no.
Settle down, honey. Settle down, honey. Yeah, I got this.
The men are talking here, please.
That wasn't a question.
Shut up for a second, will you?
What a goddamn character flaw. You know, I never really I didn't pick this out. I would never been able to pick this out on my own. So I'm glad you're doing this.
Well, it's odd to me that so many people have this style of podcast. I think it's because of Joe Rogan more than anything else. They all think they have to sit down and talk to a guest. But Joe Rogan interviews guests.
Right.
Like he knows how to interview people.
He fucking listens to them.
Yeah.
He
Moves the
pays
conversation
attention to
along.
what they're saying.
Right.
I think he said it best when he said he asks one question and then he's just paying attention to what they're saying, which brings on another question. That's what normal people do. But this fucking asshole, God, that's incredible.
He is something else.
It's so funny, too, because I remember when we did the Bill Maher interview show, and I did the episode with him, and he's the guest on there. So when he's hosting his own show, he won't shut up about himself and doesn't let his guest talk.
Yep.
And then when he was on Bill Maher, he was just like, "Oh yeah, Bill, tell me all about it." And he like barely said anything.
So maybe he's
like
just
letting
doesn't
Bill
understand how
run
this
them.
works then.
Yeah.
Maybe he just thinks that, like, no, it's my show. I talk.
Yeah, he obviously has it backwards.
Because it's funny. I've never seen David Letterman have a stand-up on and have them tell a story, be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, when I was at the Comedy Store in 78, you know, I've never seen Letterman try to one-up somebody like this guy does nonstop to his guests. So at this point, Bert's talking about how, we don't need to impress other comics. That's not the reason to do comedy. And he explains that other comics give him shit for taking his shirt off.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Right.
Because it's kind of hack. But no, it's not hack. He's going to explain. It's not because it's hack.
I remember hearing Shane Gillis and Mark Norman on a Rogan podcast, and they were like, people shit on Bert for taking his shirt off. And I was like, I remember going, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, and I remember having people ask me not to take my shirt off at the store and coming up to me and going, like, legit comics, like, hey man, I'm gonna go up after you, don't take your shirt off. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, they don't want me to be a hack. And then I was like, oh, they're just scared to follow me.
He's too funny with his shirt off.
Explaining it does not make it any funnier.
It's superpowers taking his shirt off.
Yeah. I can't follow that.
Yeah.
I can't follow somebody taking their shirt off.
Well, because of the pile of sweat on the stage, you might slip in it.
Yeah.
It's a hazard for the next comic coming up.
It's the equivalent of Gallagher smashing a watermelon.
It kind of is.
He should paint his stomach like a watermelon. Let people hit it.
Yes.
I'm in.
It's better than a dunk tank now that I think about it. It's more fun. You can just hit him directly.
Definitely would be a better act.
So now, Bert just did the Boston Garden for 15,000 people.
Oh, God. That hurts my soul.
And
he's that many people.
He's a very
went to
big
see this
comic. Every show he does, there's more and more people coming out to the shows. And so he wants to justify the fact that he's still doing the machine bit, even though he's been doing this for his entire career.
So the last time I did Boston, I did like 2 shows at the Wang, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that's, I don't know how much that is, but it's not as big as where I am. So every time I go to places, it's twice as big as I've been before. So that means there's new people that haven't heard the machine story. Until I mean, maybe I'll retire it after the movie. Maybe who knows? Who knows?
There's no chance.
All I know is that as a fan of comedy, I want to see the best show possible because I'm bringing my wife, and my wife's not a fan of comedy, but I am. And I want to make sure that she knows that the shit I like is good.
She doesn't know what it is.
Well,
she's married to you.
No, what he's trying to say here is like there could be a couple people who don't know the machine story at the show. No, they do. Everyone knows
the squeegee joke.
Right, yeah, I got to do the squeegee bit, obviously.
He's going to turn into Stuttering John, where 20 years from now, he just shows up with the tape of the movie and just like stands on stage and puts it on and lets people watch his stupid fucking movie instead of him having to tell the
his
bit.
appearance on Joe Rogan. He'll play clips from that. Hey, guys, remember I used to be on Joe Rogan? Like, hey.
Give it up for Joe Rogan.
JRE, everybody. Principled Uncertainty said, I would rather attend a Nazi rally. Good joke, but based on what people are saying on Twitter, maybe not appropriate time right now. Let's start throwing the N-word around. Speaking of Joe Rogan.
Oh, is that the new N-word?
Yeah, I guess.
The N-word's been replaced, everybody. Breaking news.
So, speaking of Joe Rogan, there's like a milieu within this comedic universe, the West Coast comics. And close your eyes, everybody, and picture Joe Rogan and tell me this isn't an exact impression. He's not trying to. An exact impression of him.
He fucking murdered.
Yeah.
It sounds like Joe Rogan talking about a comic. I had to do a double take real quick. Did you hit a drop? What just happened? All right. So now Kelsey tries to tell a story.
Okay.
All right. She's going to try. There might be some interrupting going on in this clip.
Yeah, I remember when we did Portland together forever ago, and
I just talked about that. I just talked about that last week. I just talked about that last week with Chris Porter. Oddly enough, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we were shopping at an outlet, and I said.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you know, what's great is I went with Kelsey one time, and it was like I didn't know what my girls would like or my wife would like, so I just run things by her.
No.
What a story, Mark.
All right, I came up with a joke. I think you guys might like this. Producer Chris, knock knock.
Oh, who's there?
Bert.
Bert.
Moo. Because he interrupts.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Good one.
Thank you for interrupting me so that you could forget what you were going to say.
Yeah, right.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, like a child.
Like a child.
Look it.
And that story was all about them going to the mall and him buying clothes that she liked for his wife and daughter.
That's fascinating.
I know. Amazing. And he wasn't telling that story. He was telling us how he was just telling that story last week.
So it says to Mabel.
Yeah. How many times have you told this story?
All right.
That's one of my Carl. That's one of my pet peeves when that filter that you have, part of your brain, just is inoperable, and it's staggering to me how often that you will encounter someone in the real world who does that, and every time it's like, fuck me, God, get me out of here.
It really chaps my hide, Eric, when they do that. This is good editing. Whoever's editing this show leaves this on a cliffhanger going into the break.
We can edit this out if you want to, but do you talk about who you're dating? Now that spring is finally here, the days are longer.
Whoa, are we going to find out who she's dating? I don't know. I got to sit through the commercials.
The teaser.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. So now they come back from the commercial break, and it turns out that not only does she say who she's dating, Bert's already talked about it on a very big show.
You know, it's so funny. So you had talked about us on Two Bears.
You sent me that text, and I don't remember talking about you guys.
Oh, that's so funny. Do you think you were drunk?
I might have been.
Maybe. Okay.
So he's already talked about who she's dating.
Seems likely.
On Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura. And he's like, can I have your permission to talk about this? Like, you already did.
You already outed me.
I already texted you about it.
My parents didn't know I was gay. You outed me.
He's the first to say, oh, I was just saying that. But he forgot.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. He's always talking about things that he said until it's like, you said this. I did? Oh, no idea. All right. This is where it gets really super boring. And I do have to give Bert credit because eventually he figures out that he's not having a conversation with his friend. He's doing a show. This is a podcast.
It dawns on him.
Yes,
He finally realizes
It finally dawns on him here. It takes him a minute, but he finally figures it out.
Who's your manager now?
Lisa at Mosaic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great agency.
Yeah, I really love my managers and agents. I feel like they're all not just great at their job, but great people too, which is not always the case in this business.
Who's the big owner of Mosaic? Is that Jimmy?
I don't know.
I know. I want to. Never mind. This is stupid. No one gives a fuck about our air managers. The fuck's wrong with me? Sometimes I forget I'm on a podcast. I'm like, wait, who's
Let's
your
talk
manager?
business. Yeah.
What percentage are you giving your manager these days? You know, a lot of people are dropping down to 5%. You know that for real though?
No.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are. I just had to call someone, and I was like, I wouldn't do that.
I don't think. Yeah.
All right, so he recognizes it and immediately goes right back into it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of interested to know who his manager is so I can make sure that I never use that person. They make bad decisions, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. If you're Bert's manager, I'd be like, I got an untalented asshole $100 million
right.
over 3 years.
Actually, now you mention it, I'm wrong about that. They're the best manager ever.
My first meeting with them, they're like, Carl, what if you took your shirt off during the show? I'm listening. I'm writing it down. Producer Chris is writing it down.
Feet pics are very popular, Carl. You want to talk about your feet lately.
That's funny. All right, so now they talk about something interesting. Lucy's going to wake up now because they're talking about Adriana Chekic. Do you know who that is? Oh, she does know who that is. I had a feeling.
I know who it is, too.
She is a very attractive porn star, and she was recently on Two Bears, One Cave with Bert. And so Bert's talking about how hot she is, and he's like, I had no notes for her. That was his compliment for Adriana. And so now Kelsey's going to explain why she's so good at her job. And I don't think Kelsey can even believe this.
I think she's, and I don't know her, of course, but it's like, I think she seems to genuinely enjoy having sex.
I think she does. I definitely think she does.
Wait, a woman who enjoys having sex? What's that like? I've never met one. Have you guys? You guys ever run across a woman who enjoys sex? So wait, no crying at all? Is that what you're saying? Weird. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You could hear what she was saying and everything.
I just thought that was so funny that like she had this epiphany. Yeah. I think this chick likes getting railed. I don't know. I could be wrong, but and Bert's just like, yeah, no, I agree. I think maybe that's true.
I certainly hope so.
It's almost as if somebody who's good at sex makes a woman enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's not familiar with that.
Yeah. Well, neither was I.
Yeah.
So,
in his defense. Yeah, we all just agreed on that. Everybody here but me. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally.
You're welcome.
Dynamite dropping. All right, so Bert, though, you'll be shocked to know, would enjoy probably having sex with her.
I mean, she definitely, I think, enjoys it. I've heard stories of her, but I would enjoy it. Like, if I could just be, like, if I, in a parallel universe, everyone was like, you got to have sex with Bert, I think I'd be very happy.
Was this up for debate?
Yeah.
If in a universe where all the porn stars had to fuck me, I'd like that. Okay, yeah.
His wife's like, great show today.
Well, it's funny you bring up his wife, because that's where Kelsey went too. Kelsey goes, well, you know, what did you think? What did your wife think about the fact that she's on the show with you? And first, Bert says that his wife doesn't watch the show, has no idea what's going on, wouldn't have any clue about it whatsoever. But then he goes on to tell a story that makes the first point he makes seem like a lie, and I'm not sure what to believe.
Can I ask if like Leanne, or I don't know if Christine and Tom talked about this, but do they get uncomfortable with you guys having Adriana on and like that level of conversation of like, who do you think you'd fall in love with? Or like, if you had to fuck one of us, does that make them uncomfortable? Or are they kind of like, well, she's Adriana Chechik.
Leanne doesn't know who Adriana Chechik is.
Oh, okay.
She has no fucking clue. She has no idea that she was on the podcast. She'll never listen. It's
interesting.
Yeah. And if she heard it, she'd be like, oh, whatever. We did ask her, actually, Adriana said that Tom and I could fuck her together. And so we ran it by
She said that?
She said we could run a train on her. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a wild life.
And Tom and I were like, we're definitely going to ask. Because if there's a loophole where they're like, yeah, do it, but you know, you guys can't high five, then we'll be like, okay, we'll do that. And so we had three scenarios. The first one was, can we have sex with her? And they were immediately both of them like, no. And we're like, can we have sex with her with strap-ons and not be us? And they're like, absolutely not. And I go, what if we are not facing it and with the strap-ons backwards and it's tails? Can we do it? And we don't get to see it.
Tails.
And they're like, no, there's no fucking way. And then Tom's like, hold on, strap-ons? What are we going to do? What about our dicks? I go, Tom, we're going to be jerking off furiously, staring at each other in the eyes going, I'm so glad we started this podcast.
So wait, first he says his wife has no idea and doesn't pay attention to the show. Then there's a whole conversation with her about fucking this porn star?
No, I'm sure it's a real conversation that he had. She didn't listen to the show. He just asked her if he could do that.
Right, but...
And that must be Tom Segura's idea, the reverse backside dildo.
Why do you say that?
Because it's actually funny.
I was gonna
it would never be Bert's idea.
I was going to say that was almost a joke.
All right, good point. Here's what you're missing if you're not watching Two Bears, One Cave, another show that we've reviewed on WATP. Eric, you ever check that show out?
Yes, I have.
It's pretty fascinating. We got to see them try to name all the presidents. We got to see Bert talk with peanut butter in his mouth. But I missed this episode. I'm sorry.
Tom and I both had our cocks shocked on a live stream one time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We were both tethered by our penises to an electric prod, and a dominatrix gimp was electrocuting our dicks. And so I think anything just south of that, she's cool with.
South of that?
What the fuck? All right.
That's actually interesting, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
It's good to see Bert getting by with his wit.
Yeah, right. His wife's cool with his genitals getting tortured.
Yeah.
Not pleasure.
We all are.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I have one more clip from this, and this is funny because Bert talks about wanting to have a sex tape with his wife get out under certain circumstances, and watch him get lost in thought after he says this. It's very funny to me.
I definitely, I wanted so bad to do a Bert and Leanne sex tape, but deep fake our faces on other people's bodies.
Oh my God.
If anyone could do that, I would really love that.
I'm sure.
How great would that be?
See, was he picturing how big his cock would be on the other guy's body, or how hot his wife would be?
I thought it was going to go like this.
Yeah, like he literally was just like, how amazing.
He physically was looking over yonder.
It's insane.
Boy, this is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous.
So Bertcast is still going strong, and I can't believe it. I really can't. He just gets bigger and bigger. I just did a review. He was on Fly on the Wall with Dana Carvey and David Spade, and talking about selling out shows in Europe and Australia, and it's just all these podcast fans who find him and want to go see him do comedy. It's incredible to me.
It's fucking insane.
It's fucking insane.
I don't get it at all.
Well, this is what I don't understand. If you're even semi-funny or fat, why don't you have a podcast? Like, everyone out there should just start doing a YouTube show, because really, this is what it leads to.
Yeah.
I'm both.
Well, there you go.
Who are these podcasts?